This decade for Pixar has been a lot of ups and downs. We have gotten some of the best projects from Pixar, but also at the same time, we got some of the worst projects they have done. So, why not rank what we got from Pixar so far this decade?
Good night, Socks.
Good night, Buzz.
Now Lightyear is single-handedly, no doubt, the worst Pixar film that they have done. When it starts off, this is a cool concept. I like the sci-fi idea. I like what you're doing with Buzz and Socks. I like all these characters. But then by the time we get to the second act, it's like, what are you doing here? You have this whole story with a guy and a pen. And you market this film as the film that Andy saw that made him want Buzz Lightyear for his birthday. And just everything to do with this movie has nothing in it that makes someone fall in love with Buzz Lightyear. Especially if you look at Toy Story 2 where Buzz is completely filling the shelves at Al's Toy Barn. But where's the rest of the toys? Socks is much more of a memorable person than Buzz is. And when we do get to the twist villain of Zurg, it's Buzz in the future. There's nothing in there that makes sense. Especially since that Zurg is Buzz's father. You're telling me his father is himself? That doesn't make sense. You could have done a lot more with Lightyear, but by the end, you did not need to make this film whatsoever.
Meet the residents of Element City. Air usually has their head in the clouds.
Now, Elemental could have worked. A romance story between water and fire, and for the most part, there are a lot of ideas that I do like that Elemental tackles. There's a lot of great moments in the film that do work, but by the end, it's just slow. I do like it a lot more than Lightyear, but I do not like it as much as other people do. It's just a fine film, where it's predictable, it's enjoyable, but it's not a standout from Pixar, and Pixar could have done a lot more with this idea and this concept. Overall, there's a lot they did that worked really well with these elements and this element world, but also at the same time, this is a pretty weak film compared to what Pixar normally does.
Quiet, you!
What is that unholy sound? Stop!
And that's where we get to Pixar's newest film, Elio. This film is pretty underwhelming. There's a lot of things I like, the heart, the characters, and the overall story, but a lot of it is just good enough. And for Pixar, good enough is not what you want. Pixar is not good enough. Yes, I do like the heart, the characters, and the story is overall enjoyable and solid. But Pixar standards, this is not what Pixar is. It just feels like there were too many people working on this film. They have all these great themes, ideas, and character moments that make the film stand out more than Elemental, but also at the same time, it's almost on the same tier as Elemental, just because you felt at executing the story, and just not what Pixar is. It's too safe of a film. It's playing it safe. And Pixar is known for taking risk. That's what Elio needs to do. But it just played it too safe and kind of hurt the film even more because of that. But it's a pretty harmless film. It just needed to be a lot more, especially since the studio behind it is Pixar.
It's gonna be me.
Now Turning Red is a film that absolutely does not connect with me on the theme level, but I still end up enjoying it by the end. To fully connect with the theme that this story is trying to tell, you have to be in a really specific niche. But the film was still able to make me like the characters, the plot, and just overall what they were doing to still enjoy it by the end. Although Pixar is supposed to have a theme that connects with everyone worldwide, Turning Red is still able to come off as a fun film. It would mean more to me if the theme connected to me a lot more, but it still shows that Pixar can still make great movies even if the theme can't connect with everyone worldwide. It would be a huge plus if it did, but you can still enjoy it because Pixar is still good at making films. And of course the animation is absolutely gorgeous. That food, when the dad is cooking, looks delicious, and it's just Pixar showing off by this point. But real quick, if you want to help me reach my goal of 1K by the end of the year, consider hitting that subscribe button, and let's continue. An innocent Pixar film that just serves as a fun time. Now, the relationship between all these friends is the absolute standout of the film, and it wouldn't be the same without that trio. Their friendship bouncing off of each other is why the film is the film that it is. Now, Luca does not have a theme. Well, it has a theme, but not a theme that Pixar is normally able to tell. Elio, and Turning Red, and even Elemental had better themes than Luca does. But Luca is able to save himself from just the fascinating characters that you like. That friendship dynamic, the simple story of just this tournament that they have to win, and them being sea monsters, all just works and makes the film Luca. Luca is just here to deliver on the fun time with these characters, while still having enough heart, but not too much, and just more here for that fun time. Just that feel-good movie to put on and have a fun time with. Not trying to make you cry, not trying to tell this deep, mature story. Very much just here for a fun time, and that's exactly what Luca delivers on.
What are we waiting for?
Wait, not me!
Now, unlike Luca, Soul has a very mature story, very mature theme. Exactly what Pixar is. Pixar is known for mature themes like this, mature storytelling like this, tackling the theme of what is the meaning of life, what is your purpose in life. That's mature. That's from Pixar, delivers on exactly what Pixar is. All through Soul. The music, the score, all of it just matches the story. Now, this movie doesn't work for me in the final act with 22 and Joel, but other than that, fantastic film from Pixar. Kind of represents what Pixar is. Although it's not as good as a lot of their other films, it still tackles that theme that most movies are scared to tackle, just because of how deep mature it is. But Soul is able to do it all with no problem whatsoever.
Anxiety? You need to let her go.
Inside Out 2 was able to deliver a sequel that was better than the original film. It is close, but Inside Out 2 is just able to nudge it over a bit. The new emotions are the standout of the film, especially anxiety, where this film finds a way to tell a theme through anxiety. Panic attacks, Riley trying to fit in, but also changing her personality a lot. It's just a theme to all of us. We've all been there at some point. That's why the theme works so well. It brings us everything great about the first film, but still makes it 10 times better. New emotions, new story, everything we wanted with an Inside Out sequel. You age Riley up so the audience connect even more with her. She's even more relatable, she goes through a character arc, and just overall, this is exactly what you wanted for an Inside Out 2 sequel, and they delivered on it.
It worked! The can is huge! And the van is huge! And you're...
But Onward for me is easily the best film Pixar has made this decade. It was the first film this decade and definitely deserved better at the box office, but I just love the idea of these mythical, magical elements that this film introduced, taking it to a whole new world, this fantasy world, and adding that magic element in here. And it matches just the vibe and the story even better. It made the movie 10 times better just for that one element alone. And the overall theme of the story. The ending of this movie makes me cry. Especially if you have a brother, this movie works the best. Just Tom Holland's and Chris Pratt character brother bond in here. The ending is impactful where it connects to the theme of the story of having that father figure that entire time. It's exactly what we want from Pixar and is almost a top 10 Pixar film for me. Falls just under, but still delivers on everything that I absolutely love about Pixar. And if only this rest of the decade was able to match to the same level as Onward. The closest thing we got was Inside Out 2 and Soul. Other than that, we're just fun Pixar films, but Onward is basically the emotion, the storytelling. It's all there, it's all Pixar, all in Onward. Guys, if you like this video, maybe leave us on the side of Institute 2, like, subscribe, see you guys next time. Goodbye.